Hello. Okay, all coming up a year ago, a while ago now, May, I think, last year, I was approached by the editor of the Knitter magazine, and she asked if I would be interested in doing any designs for them. So the Knitter magazine is like a magazine that I've wanted to be in forever. Like, it's like a proper aspiration that I've had. I'd love to be in there. So when I first got it was a Ravelry message. I didn't believe it. I thought it was someone messing me about. Turned out it wasn't. It was actually real. She then sent me the submission email. Said, if you've got any ideas for any of these, like, hand them in to me and we'll go from there. So I decided to film the process. So I'm gonna show you what happened from start to finish, basically. So I hope you enjoy it. So this is the style sheet I was sent. I actually took inspiration for the hat from that first one, the dark winter blooms. The vitreous socks were from the blockwork one, and the don't forget the light socks were taken from the fired earth. So those first three ones gave me all the inspiration that I needed for the three different patterns, and I didn't actually take a lot of inspiration from these. It was a very inspirational brief though. Okay, so I've moved the files for each thing into folders. None of the patterns have names. So this is the ones that I'm first gonna look into and write up the submission for now. So one of the first things I need is a name. I also need to get my swatches to measure them and make sure I've got the gauge info correct and things like that. So I'm going to do that now. So when I look for a name for a sock, excuse my front room, it's the weekend. When I look for a name for any pattern, I kind of start with like what first comes to me. So these, it's like checkered. So I'll search checkered, and then I'll just start looking into checkers more deeply and see if I can find a name that I like. I also usually open Ravelry, so I will go here and search. So say I search checkered now. Oh, did I spell it wrong? Yes, I did. So do you mean checkered? Yes, I do. And now we have 38 matches. So it's not as bad as I actually expected, but I kind of like one or two matches. So then I go back and start looking into checkered and that sort of wording or something that's similar. I always end up going off on a tangent eventually. So I'm going to look into this and see if I can find a name for the socks. So this, I sometimes really don't like trying to find a name for a pattern, but sometimes it can be really interesting because I've searched checkers and there is so much about checkers. So obviously I've searched Shah to see but that's been used a lot because it also means king. And then I searched Shatranj, which isn't used, but I'm not sure about it. And then there's all the history of Czechs, and then Scotland because of tartan. I didn't know that that the tartan was banned after the Battle of Culloden. They weren't allowed to wear tartan. Sorry, it keeps focusing on my finger. Oops. So I've learned that today. And there's things about fashion in World War II and things. I've clicked right down. There's stuff about ska, the punk, kind of ska punk. I didn't realise that the headdresses worn by people in the Middle East are called keffiyeh. And there's stuff about those because they're mainly checkered. Freemasonry things with flooring and stuff. There's just so much about checkers that I can go into. Yeah, even science uses it. Analyse the response of fauna. So obviously visual stuff, technology stuff, board games. So yeah, absolutely loads to look at to try and choose from checkers. So I'm going to have a look into this and see if I can find something that I like. So I've now found myself on the page about chess. And I was thinking about that program, The Queen's Gambit. So I'm going to try and look up like chess moves like The Queen's Gambit and see if I can find anything that I like there. I'm going to look through this and see. It's all about learning the Queen's Gambit. I put chess moves like the Queen's Gambit. This is what I've got, so yeah, I'm going to look into this. I'm definitely down a rabbit hole. I've now gone to Mosaic because I couldn't really find anything in chess. And I wanted to call them tesserae, which is what each square in a mosaic is called. Each piece of a mosaic is called a tesserae. But tesserae is taken 24 times, and there's already here tesserae socks by Anne Hansen. So I've searched tesserae, and now we have things like smalty, which is small cubes that hand cut into small cubes with a hammer and hardy chisel or a handy chisel. So I'm gonna try smalty. I don't like it as much as tesserae, but I'm getting a little bit sick now because this is quite hard. So smalty, and there's one match. So I think we'll be smalty socks for now, and that might get changed later. Okay, this is the second sock for the knitter. You may have seen a video for a different one. The theme for this was Fired Earth, and I looked up Fired Earth, and apparently Fired Earth, terracotta means fired earth. And then when I was looking into terracotta, it's got vitreous, which is the name of the other socks that I was submitting. This is non-vitreous. So yeah, so now I'm looking into terracotta for a name for these other socks, which look like this. So yes, it does say vitreous socks, sorry, just because it's in the same template. I was looking at this, although the brief was Fired Earth, it reminds me of a garden, like the flowers all growing here and then like some central blooms here, and obviously these bits here will be going around the back, and it just reminded me of a garden. So I started looking at gardens, most beautiful gardens in the UK, and there was a list. And then how can I make my garden look nice with no money? Because I have no money. So I clicked on that because my garden's a mess and I'd like to make it nice. And it said, don't forget the lights. And I just I liked that, so I searched that on Ravelry and there is none. So these are now called Don't Forget the Lights. Okay, so there's my submission done. Just explains how to create the pattern. Chosen a couple of yarns that would be nice for it. And just explain how I found that name as well. And then my heading. So this is the third and final design that I've handed in to the knitter, which is this floral style lace into a beanie. So yeah, currently I'm submitting 3 different patterns to the knitter, and I don't know which one's going to get chosen, if any at all. So now I'm going to try and find a name for this hat. The brief was, what was it again? Winter Blooms, and so that's what I've been searching, Winter Blooms. And there's a list here, 10 flowers that bloom in winter. So I'm going to look and see if any of these look slightly like this. And then see if I can find a name. Okay, so this one, I decided it kind of looked like flowers, like in the woodland, when the wood is just starting to come back to life. So I've called it Springwood Hat. It's got sections about how to create the design and what it should look like, and then some yarn suggestions. Oh, it says 4-ply there, I need to change that because it's DK. That's it. So that submission will be going in as well. So I have 3 in total, and I will let you know when I hear back. I'm in a little bit of shock. I got an email off the knitter today, and they accepted all 3 patterns. I didn't expect that. I didn't expect them to take any. They took all 3. So now I wait for yarn to be sent to me, and then I get on with making them. The yarn arrived for the hat today, which is this. It's quite a lot. I've got 4 balls. Would normally think of 2 for a hat. I've possibly put a pom-pom on it and I can't remember. But I think that's called daffodil or dandelion, sorry. Dandelion. So it's a DK 100% Falkland Island wool. West Yorkshire Spinners Bo Peep Pure. I'm pretty sure this used to be in skeins, and they've changed it into balls, which is handier. You don't have to cake it up. There we go. Don't Forget the Lights was the first one I had to work on. This is me working on the chart during school holidays. So there's a little behind the scene conversation for you.
I just can't wait for tomorrow. If you sleep, will time go faster? Is it true or not?
Not really. So I've been working on the charts for a couple of days, and it is so complicated that it's making me want to cry. So this is the first design I've got. Excuse my washing behind me, I'm sorry. This is the first design I've got in for the knitter. This is currently called the Don't Forget the Lights socks. Oh my god, they're so complicated. They're really... I'm really regretting handing in something this complicated. I didn't think they were as complicated as they actually are when I handed it in. I can't remember if I've recorded already, but basically before I handed it in, like I do with most designs, I will work out if I can definitely do it. So I'll just like sketch it out and sketch out like a load of squares and colour them in and make sure I can definitely fit the pattern into what I'm saying. And I did that. But then when it comes to designing them, I can't find that sketch anywhere, and I cannot think for the life of me how I made it fit. So I have managed to make it fit, but now drawing the charts is just, oh my God. The thing is, if it was like a self-published pattern, I can just draw as many charts as I want. It doesn't matter. But when it's, obviously within reason, no one wants to print out a pattern with 50 pages of charts. But what I mean is, I'm not limited to space. But when you're writing for a magazine, you have to think about how much space they've got. And I'm like, oh, this is awful. The back of the leg currently has 3 charts, because one size just will not work into the other chart. It's too complicated to fit into the other chart. So I've got to separate one of the sizes out. Then I've separated the pattern repeat out to see if that'll help. I'm going to give the magazine the 2 options, one with the pattern repeat separated out, and then one with the pattern repeat in the 2 different charts. So they would have 2 charts, but they would be much bigger rather than 3 small charts. Oh, this is awful. This is part that I just don't like. This feeling, it's horrible. I feel like I can't do it. I feel like I've failed. I feel like they'll never employ me again. Oh, I just want someone to sit with me and let me explain, and then they tell me what to do. But that doesn't work either, because it's all in here, and I have to be able to get it out for people to be able to understand what I'm on about and how to knit it. And getting it out of here sometimes is really difficult to explain exactly what I mean. And this is one of them. So yeah, excuse me while I go and cry in the corner. I'm not even joking. Oh my God. This is horrible. I will be back soon with an update. God, I look such a mess. This is what happens when you apply to do a sock pattern that doesn't actually write up properly. I'm doing the writing now. I've done the charts. I don't know if they're right. They're right. I just don't know if they make sense. So now I'm doing the write up. Show you much. But yeah. She's being naughty. And I've got washing piled all over. I've got that pile there. I've got this pile. I've got this pile. That's just a blanket. Help me. It just needs putting away. I've washed it and put it there. I don't iron. I iron when I use it. I cannot be bothered to stand and iron. I don't have time. So I've washed it and I piled it, I've dried it and fold it up. And then it goes in a pile. And then it sits on the chair until I get some energy and take it upstairs and put it away. Because no one else will. Everybody else just walked past it. And then goes, Mum, where's my shirts? I'm like, they're here in a pile. Oh, right. I'm so today. I've just recorded all this and didn't record, so I'll start again. The pattern to the knitter has now been sent. The pattern for Don't Forget the Light Socks. I'll pop a picture up so you know the ones I'm talking about. At this moment in time, I have no pictures. And they're not in the magazine or anything, so obviously I'll put a picture up when I can release this video. Yeah, it's pretty nerve-wracking to send a pattern to a magazine that you've never written for before. So like, I've written for written patterns for Let's Knit for a long time, a lot of years, so I kind of know their style and can just do it. And plus I've got like thousands of, well, not thousands, I've got like 100 maybe templates of patterns that I've sent to them, so I can just slot things into there. But the knitter is different, not massively different, and because I kind of write in the style for a magazine anyway, it wasn't too hard, but you're still a little bit like, oh, have I done it right? So that plays on your mind. Obviously, when it's your first one, you don't want it to be full of mistakes or anything either. I do believe in being honest with the person that you're emailing. I'm not going to be full of bravado and go, there you go, there's your pattern. Like, I have actually said in my email to the editor, like, this is nerve-wracking to send you the first ever pattern. If there's anything in there that I've done incorrectly, please, like, let me know so I can fix it. And I know she will. But I think it's, to me, it's important for people to know that I am nervous about something. I don't want people to think that I'm just fine about everything. I'd rather people know that I've got a little bit of nerves going on, so that if there is errors, I think it's a bit more humble. I don't know. But I just believe in honesty. So that's what I've wrote. Yeah. So the Don't Forget the Lights pattern has now been emailed with the charts. The socks were sent in the post yesterday. My deadline is tomorrow, which is a Saturday, which is weird for it to be a Saturday. Mostly my deadlines always usually land on a Friday, but this one's Saturday, so that is a little bit weird. But maybe they work on a Saturday. I don't know. So it's gone. So I feel relief that it's gone, and I've got to crack on with the next one, which is the hat I've got to do. Spring Gardens hat. And I need to get going on that because I've got other deadlines shooting up. A lot of knitting to do. But yeah, it's gone. Oh, I will keep you posted. So now the socks have gone, I am starting on the hat. I'm using West Yorkshire Spinners Bo Peep Pure, which is 100% Falklands wool. It's a DK weight, and this is the dandelion colour. I've got 4 balls, which I doubt I'm going to use all of. But yes, I have some just pony needles. These are 3.75mm, and I'm going to do a stock and stitch swatch because I have to have stock and stitch gauge and pattern gauge, which is what I like to do in my patterns as well if I can. So I'm going to do the stock and stitch swatch now, and then I'll be able to calculate how much to cast on. I've been a bit rubbish at filming this, but I have completed the main section of the hat, and then I'm now on the crown. I've got a fly buzzing around my head. I'm really pleased with how it looks. I'm really happy with it. And it's a nice thick hat as well, even though it's DK, because of the wrap stitches and everything. It's just nice, and like it'll be a nice warm hat. So yes, that is where I am, and I will finish the crown. So we are done. So I've worked the crown. Need to cut that yarn off. I've just tried it on, and if it's all right. I love it. I need to try and make sure these block nicely, but I shouldn't have a problem. And that's it. Spring Gardens hat. I have ideas because this pattern is just lovely. Right, I can't remember how much I filmed. I have finished the hat. I can't remember if I've told you this already. This is the middle size. I'm writing it up in 3 sizes. So the crown and everything is all done. and I'm really, really happy with it. Excuse the fly that's annoying me to death. So I'm now in the process of writing the pattern up. I've done the crown chart and the body chart. So I'm just writing it up. So I'm just at the beginning. Most of this is to do with socks because I'm just using the same template to write the hat into, and then it saves me having to look up the knitter's style sheet again. So I'm just transferring the info from the socks. See, it's the yarn I've used for the hat is West Yorkshire Spinners, but down here it's still got Cascade yarns because that's from the socks. So I just need to like go through and change it all. This is how I usually do it. The chart was hard, so it's like I'm all right, but I'm slightly stressed. This week is deadline week, so it has to be done, and it's a difficult one again. But that's what I did. I went for the knitter and I went in hard. And then I've got one easy, well, I hope it's easy to write up, which is the colourwork socks that I'm doing next. But they're last, the two at the beginning were the hardest. I don't know whether she did that on purpose, just to like see if I could definitely do it, possibly. So yeah, it has battered my brain, especially with the deadline coming up so quickly. So instead of talking to you, I'm going to get on with it. So today I'm casting on the Virtuous, I think that's what they were called, Virtuous, something like that, socks. I'll put it on the screen. Yeah, these are taupe for the knitter. My last commission, because I had 3 commissions with them, so you've already seen the other socks, you've already seen the hat, and this is the final pair of socks, which are colourwork socks. So I've got this beautiful deep purple colour, this dusky blue type, and then this like mustardy colour. I will put the names of each one on the screen, and I'm going to get started. Okay, so I've done the toe. It's quite dark tonight, so you can't really see it very well. I've done the toe and then 4 pattern repeats. So they are toe up and they're the same on the back and the front. So far so good. I like them. I'll show you the inside because I know people like that on Fair Isle. Stranded, so there you go. So yeah, I'm going to crack on and get up to the heel. So I am nearly at the heel tonight. Yeah, I'm really liking how they look. I like the purple as well. So yeah, they're the same both sides for the foot. And then it's going to have the purple German short row heel going in. So I've got a couple more repeats to do. And then they'll be going in. I really like how it's like kind of diagonal. So yeah, there we go. I almost forgot to film. So I've cast on and I've worked the foot, and that's all gone really well. I've then done the German short row heel, but once it's gone into the leg is really tight, and the instep just doesn't have enough give in it to get it on your feet. There is Mr. Pickle. Psst. Hello. Anyway, yeah, there's not enough stretch. It's really, I mean, it's a colourwork sock. It's not going to have a lot of stretch, but it's just not enough. So I am pulling it out. Oh, I know. And I'm going to do it on 2.75. This is on 2.5. These were on 2.25s. So I'm going to pull this out and do it again on 2.75. Yeah. But it has to be done because it's not working like this. The model won't be able to get it on a foot properly. Okay, so I've started again now and actually completed the repeat. Apparently I'd done it on one side and not on the other. But now it's sorted, so I'm on my way again. Right, so I redid the size on a 2.75. So these 2.5 millimetre and then 2.75 in the main section. The fit is a lot better. And then I've cast on this second one and I've just noticed that I've only done two of the rounds of the pattern here. I've missed. See how the last round is like this and I've missed it? So I've got to pull this out. Just to there, but still. I was thinking I was nearly at the heel. I was 2 patterns away from the heel. 1, 2, 3, 4 and a half. 2.5 pattern repeats away from the heel. And now I've got to go back. So I'm not a happy bunny. Funny enough. You could say just leave it and nobody will notice, but I will. And also I don't want the knitter to see that in one of my first designs with them. There's obviously 2 in, but I don't want them to see that I make mistakes and just leave that. So I'm glad I noticed it now anyway. Hello, I'm very disappointed with myself because I'm going through editing this video and I've realised that I have no footage at all of me getting that first magazine through the door. I'm really annoyed at myself for that. I think I just got caught up in it all and just didn't pick up my camera. But what happened was Jane Burns, she tends to not sleep at night. So in the middle of the night, she had sent me pictures of the Don't Forget the Light socks in the magazines, which I'll pop up. So she sent me that photo. So I'd woke up in the morning, seen I had a message from Jane on Messenger, opened it, and there was just the pictures of the Don't Forget the Lights in the knitter, and I was like, oh, it's out. And then because it was my first ever time working for them, like when I was in Let's Knit, I got every single issue of Let's Knit, whether I was in it or not. I just got it every month. They sent it to me. I was on their subscription list just because I was one of their designers. But it doesn't always work like that. Not every magazine does that. So I didn't know if they were going to send me one. And obviously it was out and I hadn't received anything. So I shot off down to the supermarket. The first supermarket didn't have it. The second one did. Bought myself a copy and come home and was very, very excited. Couldn't believe I was in it. And then literally 3-4 days later, it came through the door. So I ended up with 2 copies. I've now forwarded one of those copies to a friend. But I just remember being really excited and really like, oh my God, like they look beautiful. And I was so over the moon and I can't believe I haven't filmed any of that. I haven't filmed me going to the shop or anything. I'm so annoyed with myself. I did get footage of the second one, which was extra excitement, which I will share with you now. And I haven't got footage of the third magazine coming. The third magazine is actually just over there, but I haven't got footage of me because I think it came through the door and I was kind of really caught up in doing other things. And I kind of looked at it quickly, noticed the same thing that is on, that I noticed on the second one on the front cover. I noticed it on the second one on the front cover. So I noticed the same thing on the third, but I didn't film it. So I'm really, really sorry, because I feel like I've done all this footage and then I've kind of let the side down right at the end. But I do have my reaction for the second one, and yeah, it's pretty good, if I say so myself. I'm just on my way out the door and I've noticed the postman has delivered me a copy of The Knitter, which means that I must be in this issue. So I'm going to have a look. I thought I'd show you. Okay, so I can't show my address. Hang on. Ooh. And I believe that's my hat on the cover. Oh my god, that's amazing. Oh my god. I'm so happy. Oh, that's it. Oh, it looks so pretty. This is just one page. Oh, wow. Oh, I'm very happy. So there we go. That is my latest hat in The Knitter. And it's on the cover. Yay! I just noticed this. I don't have any words for that. Wow. Wow. I don't even know what to say. That's amazing. They're advertising me as if I'm known, like Sian Brown and Sarah Hatton. Okay. So that is my experience of designing for The Knitter. I mean, in a nutshell, thought it was a fake message, thought someone winded me up, then didn't expect them to take anything, but they took everything. And then I just getting on that cover, getting my name on that cover is just, it still blows me away that they put my name on the front, like as if I'm a draw, as if I'm like, oh look, Kelly Menzies is in this, you should buy it. And that's like, what? That's just nuts, absolutely nuts. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm hopefully going to design for The Knitter again. They did ask me to do more designs for spring summer this year, but I was really, really under pressure with other things, and I couldn't get any inspiration from the boards that they sent me. Nothing to do with their boards. Their boards are beautiful. I just didn't have it in me at the time. So I'm not designing for them for a couple of months, but I'm hoping that when the next submission board comes out, I'll design again. So if you would like me to do this again and show you from start to finish what it's like to design for a magazine with the submitting things, submitting things and then the process of it, I will promise to try and do it a little bit more in depth, show a lot more of the process. But if you like this, let me know below. If you didn't, you can tell me that too. It's fine. I'd like to know what you like to see. Please drop a comment either way. If you are new here and you enjoyed this, please click the subscribe button. I really appreciate it. And yeah, I'll see you next week for a normal podcast.